Heyo everybody, Haku here with my review for Mitsuboshi Colors episode 4, and this is just the cutest freaking show. Every single week, I love this show so much, it's so adorable. But either way, starting from the beginning, let's talk about some things. The opening every single week, I think this is the one I most get into. I don't know, Kokoku is probably the best opening of the season, but this might be second. I get so into the opening. This is the only one that I find myself like actively singing along every single episode as I'm watching. I love the opening. So then we find out, and I believe we heard this last week, but Yui's school is going to be doing that dance or whatever in the parade. Everybody is so cute in the show. I love all their outfits, all their interactions and dialogue. It's so good. Nonoka says she has a case for them, and I love how Nonoka is just texting little Sachan on her tiny phone is the cutest thing. So we find out Nonoka actually works at a bread store. Sachan not even understanding poop is so great. They're like, well, when poop goes in the toilet, it disappears, and then somehow it's back inside you. Like, Sachan is great, and I like how that sort of spun off of other really funny comments and dialogue from them and spun into more comments and dialogue that were funny. And what's great is that all of it seemed like actual just kids say the darndest things, kind of realistic. I keep using that word, but it all again seemed like realistic dialogue. It seemed like stuff people actually say, which is starkly in contrast to a lot of things I see in TV, anime, of course, as well. So it's just, it's kind of refreshing watching this show and kind of feeling like all their little adventures. It's like, you know, I remember stuff being like that to me and to my friends when we were kids. Or I think that some of the stuff they say, I'm like, oh, I totally see me as a kid or other kids saying that, you know. Everything feels sort of realistic. It's not absurdist comedy or anything, and I like that. It feels different. I can't think of any other comedies that really pull this off in that way, without going into the absurdist stuff, because that feeds into common Japanese humor, and also it's popular, it's funny. Absurdist humor is good a lot of the time, but I actually really like this humor. And then, all the small dialogue and jokes are brilliant. Kozaha being a sadist on the phone, once again, is funny. So the older sister of Nono is inheriting the shop, and they have this little onigiri versus bread thing going on. The Colors absolutely betray Nonoha because of her terrible bread and join in with the sister, and we actually don't get any more of that this episode. We see the parade, and after the parade, all the stuff there was cute, but after the parade, Yui's myself shirt was the cutest thing ever. It was just so adorable. Yui is heaven, and her sparkly act as well. Yui is heaven, Yui is life. In next episode, they're going to the zoo, so I'm so excited for that too. It's going to be so good. Like I said, I love the show. It's so cute. This episode was full of still frames, but I don't mind at all, because the actual comedy and character work was all very, very good. It's like one of those arguments you get with video games where it's like great visuals or great art style. Either of those help a ton. If you have great art style or if you have great visuals, that helps a lot. But if there's no substance there, it only gets you so far. And even if you have not very good art style or very, very basic graphics, you can have a good story or good gameplay, something like that, and it goes the same for shows. Sure, if something is super well animated, then that's something, but it can kind of only get you so far if the actual content of the show isn't good. So, whereas you can have very, very basic animation, but people will eat it up if the actual content is great. See Kimono Friends from exactly a year ago. So that's kind of the way I am with this. Of course, it's not the worst production quality. I think the animation for the opening is quite good, and for a lot of the scenes is usually really nice. I like it. It's not great, but it's nice, it's comfy. It makes for a good, simple comedy. And I think that like I said, actual content, the comedy, the character work, it more than makes up for there being a bunch of still frames, to the point where even if there were a bunch of still frames, I didn't care at any point in the episode. I noticed it, of course, because I was paying attention, but I didn't care. I thought that didn't have any bearing on how good things were. Let's see, anything else? No, not really. So that's it, I guess. I would give it 8.5 laws out of 10. I just remembered the joke where Sachan was trying to climb up on the thing, and the lady's like, "You can't climb here," and she's like, "That's not a law, is it?" So, man, I love the characters so much. They're so good. Yui is probably my favorite, but Sachan is great too, and that's not to say Kotoa is bad, because I enjoy Kotoa's character a lot. I love Sachan's mom and Nono and her sister. And the Pops, of course, Saito. All of the characters have really, really good places to make good, simple comedy. So yeah, I love it. 8.5 out of 10, I said. If you did like the video, comment down there to tell me what you thought of this episode, what you thought of my thoughts on it. Subscribe for more Mitsuboshi Colors, much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. I can try to keep you updated there and stuff for the channel. And if you want a link to our Discord server, just ask and I'll give you one. That's it. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.